As somebody who doesn't like Trump, myself, the elites were right about Donald Trump, right? I'm a never Trump guy.
Fucking one. And with real-life Bond villain Elon Musk beavering away on X, spreading a flurry of slurry across the Gooniverse, and Jeff Bezos...
That is not the format.
There are no indications of foul play here.
Join us again this week for another episode of As the GOP Turns.
Crouched in a filleting position, ready to receive the royal orange cock of the tax-dodging multi...
Warning, the following contains images of animals in their natural habitat. Viewer discretion.
Tax-dodging multi-millionaire felon who's now running the show. America is now a fully fledged plutocracy.
Re-envisioned. The decline of the American empire. Next.
Billionaire reiterated calls by the US president and Russia for Ukraine to hold new elections, saying President Zelensky is despised by his people and reiterating President Trump's assertion that he is a dictator. Neville Chamberlain must be up there now, must be down there now, thinking at last a bigger fucking pussy than I.
That. President Zelensky, you want to say a few words? Maybe tell Mr. Putin how much you love him and that you're sorry you invaded Russia? Maybe offer him one night with your wife?
Absolutely unbelievable how crappy the press corps is now. And it's because they got rid of the real reporters. They've banned them. But that's not what this video is about.
How to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Nobel, a prestigious honor given to those who bring harmony to the world.
If you didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize after this, that thing, it means nothing.
The plan that I've seen that President Trump has, I think he could win the Nobel Peace Prize for this.
By the end of this all, we're going to have the Nobel Peace Prize sitting next to the name of Donald J. Trump.
If this was a Democrat that was doing this, everyone would be saying, well, he's on his way to the Nobel Peace Prize.
I think a lot of us thought that Marco Rubio was going to stand up to Donald Trump.
You thought Marco Rubio was going to stand up to Donald? There's a better chance of Kermit standing up without a hand up his ass.
But I suspect that things had gone so poorly that they got bum rushed in.
And they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? That doesn't work that way.
Are we still America's allies now that America is openly using Kremlin propaganda?
But why rely on traditional diplomacy when a bold new strategy can shake things up? Today, we meet a businessman, a statesman, a visionary, as he paves his own path to global peace. A domestic genius.
I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America.
Trump is clearly one of the worst negotiators in geopolitical history. The first time ever an American president has criticized an ally for not surrendering to an invading army. You fucking pussy hole.
This guy is only aligned with his money, which a surprising amount seems to be rubles. Now, is that because Putin owns him? Or is it because Putin rents him?
And for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world. And I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Trump claiming that Ukraine started the war is like Roosevelt saying, well, what the fuck were those ships doing in Pearl Harbor in the first place?
I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I can be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way it goes.
Man has never been tough in his entire life, unless he's screwing over some carpenters or some plasterers. The guy's a criminal with the thinnest of thin, loose skin.
Step 1, the D word. Traditional diplomacy says you should treat your negotiating partners with respect. But what if you didn't? By branding friends as foes, you gain the upper hand.
Donald Trump is a bitch. And this is Donald Trump's greatest moment. His finest hour, if you will, of him being Putin's fucking cock holster. JD Vance is such a bitch. I mean, my God. Can Trump not handle the press conference without having little JD there to buck him up? God, Donald Trump seems to be more of a bitch than we took him for. What the fuck is this?
Halfway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions.
Still won't resign. You're not going to resign because you really should resign.
What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what
Now let's all watch Zelensky ask a simple question that JD Vance said he would answer, and watch JD Vance bitch out completely.
And he's so conservative, he thinks watching Will and Grace gives you AIDS. Really?
Because these fuckers don't know what to do when they've already taken the rubles. And they have. Let's watch.
Just call your allies dictators. Yes, that's the D word. Even when they're fighting actual dictators.
Ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2014.
Oh my God.
So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Don't lawyers need to have good memories? I mean, how do you cite precedent? Your Honor, may I remind you of the case of what's his name versus the guy with the hat? I'd rather have the guy from Memento as a lawyer.
Wow.
Part of the deal, eh? The great negotiator showed his hand after 2 seconds, showed the world that he'd been entirely captured by Kremlin talking points instead of at least pretending to be neutral so that he could get his Nobel Peace Prize.
Step 2. Sabotage. Always make sure that with your allies you have the upper hand.
Hey, buddy. I'm gonna die before you. Have fun without me. Wow.
Watch this shit.
He immediately showed that he was openly hostile to one of the parties and not the invader, the invader.
It only gets better from here.
The art of the deal. The guy negotiating with Russia is a Fox News host. Although, what's the point of a functioning Defense Department if you're going to surrender to your enemy after just 1 month in office?
Get some popcorn.
Of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media.
Watch out, because this kitty's got claws.
Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
It's okay. Yo quiero that.
That you say what problems we have.
I have been to.
Count one.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens.
Oh my God, he's watched and seen the stories.
Why listen when you can lecture? Why debate when you can grandstand?
I don't even need to add to that. I think the look on Zelensky's face is exactly the response.
happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
Jesus Christ, you simpleton. He's making a point that one day they'll be too powerful. It's the same thing that happened in World War II. You know nothing of history. You're too caught up in your own bullshit. And oh my God, watch Trump melt down because he's pretty sure that he just got insulted because he's a bitch.
You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel. I'm not telling you. Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position.
Once your allies are properly embarrassed, tell them the deal is off. Nothing strengthens your reputation like sabotaging foreign relations with allies.
Dictate.
He was making a broader point,
feel.
you fucking idiot.
We're going to feel very good. We're going to feel very good and very strong. You will feel influence. You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and it happens to be right.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He'll slowly regain his confidence as the months and years drift by, blissfully unaware that the sword of Damocles is dangling just above his head. And then one day, when he least expects it...
Not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
playing cards.
But right now, you don't.
I'm
Yeah,
very
you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
So what are the odds that he ever actually said that to Vladimir Putin? Because I'll give you $500 if you can show me that Donald Trump ever said anything to Vladimir Putin that wasn't in the script that Vladimir gave him.
You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
Step 3. Bad is good. Many Nobel laureates broke a peace by standing up to aggression. But real trailblazers know sometimes it pays to pick the other side.
Your people are starving, but you look good, Kimmy.
And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Trump is such a bitch, you see.
Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Well, that's because you almost exclusively watch Fox and, do whatever Elon Musk tells you. You remember Elon Musk? He's the guy who has phone calls with Russian generals where he turns off the satellite whenever they tell him to.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this
Yeah,
entire meeting,
say
you said
thank you.
You
You
went to
didn't say
Pennsylvania
thank
and
you.
campaigned for
Pretty
the opposition
please.
in
I wanna
October.
hear sugar on
Offer
top.
some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly.
Little JD may be Trump's butt boy, but I tell you what, Trump doesn't like it when you go after his butt boy. But here we go again with missing the damn point. Let the man speak.
Why would I do that?
Because you said you were gonna.
He's not speaking loudly.
Really?
Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
ask?
minute.
No, you've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble. I know. You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us. Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks. You haven't in been this alone. cabinet. You haven't been alone. We gave you through I this said stupid thank president $350 billion. You voted we gave for you your military president. equipment. You and voted your men for are brave, your but they had to use our military. What about If you didn't have our military equipment, if you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
Imagine being the President of the United States with the richest man in the world as your pet and still shitting the bed every time someone points out that you're being a wanker.
3 days, I heard it from Putin, in 3 days.
Because he's in lockstep with Putin. Remember how they brought a bunch of dress uniforms so they could have a parade in Kiev? Yeah, we burned those. Fuck you, Putin. Zelensky, stick to your guns. We did send them $350 billion in weapons, but we only paid for 120 of that. All the rest of the money came from Europe. They sent us the money to American companies that made the weapons. They sent a lot more too, from German companies and Polish and British. Trump's lying about this, and he's trying to shake this guy down for all the rare minerals, which is fucking weird.
In 3 days. This is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks. Of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of
accept that there, accept
to
that,
American people.
accept that
There are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know
Okay, first of all, he's right. Secondly, y'all are the ones that bum rushed the press corps in here to have this little meeting before clearly the deal was done. And I suspect it's because Zelensky wasn't just going to give you everything you wanted, and he damn sure wasn't going to give Putin what he wanted. Trump was simply lying about all this. I can just see it now. Hurry up, let's get this done. Just call the press in here. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Let's get it done. Get the fuck out of my house. Don't worry. That's coming.
See, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long.
Man, he's such a bitch. He kept it going so long so that he was hoping he'd be able to say, see what a good peacekeeper I am. I really tried to hash out a deal. What a bunch of horse shit. But he's realized that's not happening right now, so he's getting pissed. Fuck you, Trump.
You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards.
Thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen,
please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn.
You can tell just by the look on his face. This is something that he told Trump, that now Trump has said in a press conference. They've been low on soldiers for a long time, you fucking asshole, and they've been kicking Russian troops' asses. Europe? Hope you step up, and I'm really sorry about this embarrassment. A real president once said, I'm paraphrasing, when your neighbor's house is on fire, you don't haggle over the price of the fucking garden hose. What the fuck is the matter with you people who watch this shit and think that this person, not even that he does a good job or that he, you agree with him or disagree, you watched this so far and still think this motherfucker should be our president? I dare you to watch the rest.
Then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go, and I want this.
Why back struggling democracies when you can champion the strong men? Align yourself with history's most dynamic figures. A real statesman rewards strength, not weakness.
Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
A ceasefire ain't worth a damn. All that does is help him bide a little time while he moves more men into position. Like when he brought in the damn North Koreans. Hell, this is the motherfucker that took us out of the damn SALT treaties. A signature doesn't mean shit to Vladimir Putin.
And you can tell that Trump doesn't actually think Zelensky is a dictator because his nose isn't nestled up Zelensky's anus whilst giving him a reach around like he does with real actual dictators.
You don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you what,
that
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means.
That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
Jesus Christ, man. You were the president. With your whatever the fuck is going on with your brain. It might be hard to remember, but it was with you. In fact, he had already invaded Ukraine when you chose to run for president. Donald Trump doesn't know that because he's a fucking simpleton. So, you have to own the job, bitch. If you don't want to do it, fucking leave. Hey, I hear that Andrew Tate's not going to be using his new apartment in Florida because even fucking Florida kicked him out. Maybe you could go back there. Because I'm sure your wife doesn't want you at Mar-a-Lago. My God.
That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those.
Really?
Huh.
Really?
Wow. Obama gave you sheets.
Oh, he loves to say that, boy. It's his little talking point. He's so proud of that fucking made-up horseshit. But that's not the point here. What's changed? Why is it that you were so wise as to send him the javelins to stop the Russian horde? But now, you think it's Zelensky's fault? Oh, I'm sorry. Trump's completely full of shit.
Step 4. Friendly media. Of course, earning a Nobel Peace Prize is hard work, so why not let others do the heavy lifting?
도널드 트럼프는 세계에서 두 번째로 뛰어난 지도자이다.
Whatever this broad just said, I second.
Дональд Трамп отчитал Владимира Зеленского. Заявил, что тот не готов к миру. Разговор проходил на повышенных тонах. Зеленский даже срывался на крик и в итоге экстренно покинул Белый дом. Но переговоров по сути не было и сделку отменили. Сам Трамп заявил, что Зеленский, цитата, сможет вернуться только когда будет готов к миру.
In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards, but without us, you don't have any cards.
Beyond the fact that Donald Trump clearly thinks this whole fucking thing is a game, I find it amazing that the motherfucker's letting Vladimir Putin deal.
I know.
About a bigly new product from my amazingly huge brain.
I mean, don't they show their cuffs and show that there's no cards up their sleeve? Can't do that here, can they?
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
What the fuck are you talking about? Bombs are dropping on their heads right now. Right now, today, currently, while y'all are in this meeting. Ukrainians are being bombed. He doesn't give a fuck. But there's nothing that Trump hates more than having to pretend that he does.
Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you.
There was no deal to be had here. This was the greatest show on earth in Moscow.
He went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. There was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through.
By flooding the airwaves with fawning praise, you create momentum.
Just give him a Nobel Peace Prize. He earned it.
I bet you can just taste that Nobel
He
Prize.
ended up in a war.
Say, there he
He went
is.
through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all
My
that
God,
stuff.
man. What the fuck are you talking about? I know he's your best friend. Don't worry, he's watching. You don't have to be that way. He was there with you the whole time.
The UK didn't have a general election for 10 years because of World War II. That doesn't make Winston Churchill a dictator. Zelensky has not banned opposition parties, just the ones openly pro-Russian.
Try to man up a little bit and don't show your cards. Or your fucking slip, bitch.
All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened.
This guy's such a cunt.
Get too down because there is an upside to all of this. By tomorrow, you will forget it ever happened. Really. Really? Huh.
Wow. Really? Just like we banned the fascist party when Hitler was bombing the shit out of us on a nightly basis.
I will kick your ass on the beaches. I will kick your ass on the landing ground.
Zelensky has not banned independent media, just pro-Russian propaganda.
And apparently, he and his boys, probably his dad too, have little bitty chubs. Little fat, little chubs. Apparently, that's what they called his son in college. I'll bet they're pretty sensitive about it.
But he didn't break them with me.
Oh, yes, he did, bitch.
Step 5, make your own. And if, despite all this, the so-called experts refuse to give you the award, why not create your own?
Make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy.
He's empowered to be a tough guy.
And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And
Your people are very brave, but you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing.
Be nice. You're not being nice.
I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing.
I'm going to tell my mommy on you.
all right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that.
Personally, I found it fucking horrifying. Sadly, it's not over yet.
All right, we'll see what we can do. We'll see, I don't know.
Even after all that, Zelensky still seems optimistic. As the press corps was bum-rushed out the door, they were going to retire to the Roosevelt Room, apparently, and see if they can hash out a few more details. Right. Sure. They were going to go have lunch.
With the homemade honor, you set your own rule. No committees, no critics. Just you. There you have it. 5 simple steps to securing your place in history.
Have a nice little 1-hour meeting, hash out a few details. No one expected to hear anything again, but the signing of the agreement was scheduled for 1 o'clock.
Or was it?
Now, Hillary.
The other day, Hillary asked me, Donald, do you love Russia? I answered, yes, I do. I love Russia. But you have no evidence against me.
Trump's gonna get paid. Putin's gonna have something he can easily fuck over. And more importantly, he might get that Nobel Peace Prize just like Obama. Because, you know, that shit really pisses him off.
NATO expansionism is not the reason we have this war. NATO expansion on Russia's borders stopped in 2004. So what? Russia was so annoyed that they waited 10 years to invade Crimea and then a quick 8-year breather and then on to Ukraine.
I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal. You help take it easy.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't negotiate, let's investigate. We'll accelerate and we're taking him down.